There we are. Okay. There we go. All righty. Looks like we are live now. So we're going to get started.
All right.
I want to welcome everyone who's watching this, all the students, as well as I really do want to thank Jason here, who's from Traditional Medicinals, who's going to talk to us today about the company and walk us through sort of a tour, of kind of a photo tour of the Traditional Medicinals facility in Sebastopol, and tell us a little bit about the company and the culture. But first, I really need to say thank you to Traditional Medicinals in general, because Traditional Medicinals has sponsored this entire month of food and beverage manufacturing activities. So I really, really want to thank you, Jason, and I really, really want to thank Traditional Medicinals for making that happen. So Jason, it's a good time for maybe you can introduce yourself, and you might give us your name and title and just kind of what that means, what you do every day.
Hi, my name is Jason O'Neill. I'm the maintenance engineer at Traditional Medicinals. My job includes pretty much building PM schedules for our production equipment, translating our manuals into more of a structure for our maintenance program, collect and manage the data from the PLC systems, control systems that we have on site, and that kind of thing. I help build training programs for our technicians for our maintenance program, and a bunch of other stuff.
Isn't that kind of like the norm? You have all these things on a job description, and then there's that 10%. There's that 10% duties as like assigned or something like that.
Yeah.
Everything else. Well, thank you. You know, we're gonna rely on you and your role to walk us through a lot about Traditional Medicinals today. Hope you're prepared, because I'm going to ask you a lot of questions.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So what we wanted to do before we get started with everything is we wanted to show you just a short little commercial, actually, of Traditional Medicinals tea. It's one that is familiar to me because I've seen it on YouTube, and I think I've seen it on Hulu. So I'm just going to share my screen here and play a short little commercial. Sorry, give me a sec. To kind of allow us all to familiarize ourselves with what we're about to talk about.
At Traditional Medicinals, we think plants are amazing. All it takes is a closer look, and you'll discover that echinacea can support your immune system. Eucalyptus can help give you a breath of fresh air, and lemon ginger can promote digestion. Every which way we turn, Mother Nature is there to greet us with her amazing healing plants. So the next time you're wondering what makes our teas so incredible, make sure to lean in a little closer. Support your health. Traditional Medicinals. It's amazing what a plant can do.
So what I love about that is that I have literally seen that commercial before, and I know that Traditional Medicinals is like right here in our backyard. And so for me, it's really, really neat to see that, right? You know, sometimes you don't realize the major companies that we have right here in Sonoma County, and Traditional Medicinals is one of them. And I'm hoping what you can do, Jason, is maybe give us sort of an understanding about what Traditional Medicinals does, and really kind of the scope of how big of a tea company it is.
So Traditional Medicinals, they make wellness products, which includes bag teas, lozenges, capsules, and bars and chews. It's fourth biggest tea manufacturing company in the U.S., just here in Sonoma County here. Their main office is located in Round Park, and their production facility is located in Sebastopol, where I work. We employ roughly between 180 employees to 200. It's pretty big.
And I think it's worth mentioning too, where you guys source your ingredients from. I mean, you guys get stuff from all over the world, right?
Yeah, all over the world.
Yeah, there's some videos that we're not going to show today that I've seen about, you know, the way that Traditional Medicinals supports the villages around the world in which you guys source your ingredients from for your teas. And it's really incredible what you guys do. And I think it's I think it's something to highlight. And in fact, once again, I want to play another video here to really highlight the culture of the company and also sort of that mission of sustainability and treating the customers and where those who grow your plants all with respect and humility. And so I'm going to play another video. This is just a couple minutes, but I think it really gives a good, clear understanding of the kind of company that Traditional Medicinals is.
So on November 20th, 1974, two really well-principled people, Drake Sadler and Rosemary Gladstar, bagged the first bag of traditional medicinals tea. They pioneered a new herbal medicinal tea category in the United States, and they did it with a new socially responsible business model that took into account all of the stakeholders of the company, which would be our herb growers, our employees, our retailers, and also our shareholders. And they set out to connect people to the power of plants to change lives. So here we are 44 years later, where our factory looks different, our packaging looks different, but our principles are exactly the same. And we've now grown to be the fourth largest bagged tea company in the United States. We have about 180 employees. We all consider ourselves, we have jobs and titles, but really what we all are is we're all stewards of the dream of Drake and Rosemary Gladstar. The thing we're probably most proud of is there's 1,000 kids in India that are going to one of 5 traditional medicinal schools right now, where we've built the building, provided the teacher hot lunches, uniforms, a bicycle to get there, and we're really investing in those communities that have really provided the herbs for us to make these great teas over the years. And it's an honor for me to work at the company. Just like all the 180 employees of the company, we're all stewards of Drake and Rosemary's dream. And that's a much bigger and much more responsible job than working as the CEO or working in accounting or finance. And what I like most about working at Traditional Medicinals is I get to be myself. I'm the exact same person at work as I am at my dinner table with my kids, and we foster that for all our employees.
One of the many reasons I love to work at TM is that they have a program called Bucks for Grades, which provides employees' children with money in response to how well they do on their report cards.
Traditional Medicinals is a great place to work because of the supportive management, and I really enjoy working with the people. I'm a health and safety manager, and the safety culture is pretty awesome here.
All right. So, that was Blair Kellison, who I've known for years, just through my other jobs and through this one. And he's one of the coolest people out there. And I think he's such a good leader because he cares about the community and he cares about the people. And I think that shows through in the whole culture of the company, which I love. And I'm actually hoping, Jason, that you can maybe talk a little bit more about that, because I know I keep on kind of skimming the surface, but maybe you can go into more detail about the sustainability aspect and the culture. And I know you guys are a B Corp. Maybe you can explain what that is.
Yeah, so Traditional Medicinals is a B certified company and also Green Business certified company. That being said, their values for sustainability are really strong here by reusing or using only organic filter paper, organic string, or organic tag paper, making the tea bag itself compostable. So pretty much 86% of our waste is diverted from landfills, meaning that we're recycling, reusing. One of the things here that I've kind of noticed over the years is that we recycle our used gloves, which is we go through about 1,300 pounds, 2 to 3 times a year. And we pretty much recycle all those. B certification is a certification on renewability, how the company is invested in its people and its customers, things like that. And I'm still learning about the Green Business certification on that itself, but overall sustainability is a big thing here, and that's what draws me mostly to this kind of company, is this how sustainable it is and how purposeful it is towards its employees and customers.
I remember several years ago, Blair Kellison, that I just mentioned, gave me a tour, and he mentioned that they just bought machines that were able to tie the string to the tea bag without a
Yes.
staple.
Yes.
Because he said that staple was the one thing, the one last piece that wasn't sustainable. And you know, spent the money, built the machines, whatever, and then now fully sustainable in the
compostable bag.
packaging.
Yeah.
That's so
But
cool.
that being said, just to having that knot put in the bag it's a big deal, and to do it really fast. The machinery, as you will see in the videos and clips, it's a step forward in making those bags 100% combustible.
And combustible.
yeah, that too.
Well, so we want to get into a slideshow of images, and Jason's going to sort of walk us through sort of a slideshow picture of the inside of traditional medicinals, including multiple different departments. And so what I'm going to ask for anybody who's watching live, if you have a question that you want to ask for Jason during this entire thing, feel free to ask it on YouTube, on the YouTube live chat, and I'll ask it of Jason. So I'm going to, once again, share my screen. What we're gonna do is go through these folders, just one by one, and I'm gonna have you lead the way here. Is there a certain folder you want me to open up first, Jason?
Yeah, we can start with blending and then just work our way to the right.
Okay. So what are we looking at here?
So this is Carlos cleaning the blender after doing the blend, which is they have to do every time they run blend at the end of the day. So he's getting prepped, cleaning the top of the blender. This blender can run about 1,900 kilos of herb through it in a single time. And inside it looks like a big cake mixer. It's all stainless steel, highly polished.
This is blending the actual ingredients
inside of the
for a
blender.
particular tea?
Yep, all our blends go through this blender here.
Okay.
Looks like a big cake mixer. Our
Yeah.
builder there getting ready to clean. And we
Looks
have
like she's spraying you.
Yeah, they have these big long spray nozzles they spray down inside, kind of knock off all that loose dirt.
You know, one thing to point out is actually how clean everything is, which is really nice to see. I've been in a lot of manufacturing facilities where things aren't as clean as you would like.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks very nice.
This is our weighing room. They weigh the bags in here, and when they're making their blends, they got a weigh scale and the bag that's hanging off of there. And that's where they use to fill the different blends, suck it through upstairs, and then back down into the other side when they're mixing the blends.
We have a video here.
Oh, this is the bottom. This is that same employee, Carlos, on the inside of the bottom of the blender. Kind of our blending department there. Another picture of our control panels. And another one over the top of the blender.
So are we seeing, sorry, is this the bottom and then this is the top?
Yep, so there's the bottom
Oh, I
right
see.
there, and that's the top. Yeah, it's kind of split between the room
Oh,
there.
interesting. So it's two different stories. Wow.
Yeah, it's a huge machine.
All right, so that's blending. Lab, you wanna go lab?
Yep.
You know, the lab is one of, I think, the most surprising things when I went there and visited, because you don't normally see a full-on science lab in a food manufacturing plant like this.
Oh yeah,
So-
there's have a full lab on site. Here they're getting ready to do the taste test of all the blends for the day. They do this every day, apparently, and test the blends by taste for the test taste. And this is where they're doing the distillizations of the blends. Another picture of her they're doing that. I thought that was pretty cool. That being
Some crazy little dishwasher.
Yeah. And here, there you are analyzing all the herbs. Microbiologist testing the herb for species and all that.
So yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
good.
intense.
That's a good point, because you know everything you got, just like when you get lettuce, you got to wash it, and every once in a while you might find a critter in there. If you don't wash it.
Yeah. So here they inspect every blend, take samples of every blend. And they're checking for I can't remember on that one.
On this one.
Yeah. Same thing. Here they inspect through this microscope all the blends. This is where it gets kind of cool.
Yeah,
Looking for things that are not supposed to be there and making sure it is what it is that we're getting.
it's so interesting to think that, you know, when somebody's going through, you know, college and they're maybe trying to become a microbiologist or some sort of field of science like this, they probably didn't think that a tea company would be a good viable place. But that's the thing about food manufacturing, is there's so much more to it than people think.
Oh yeah, just the herb alone.
Yep. All right, let's go to maintenance, and that's where you are.
Yeah, that is my.
So we've got a lot of pictures here. I'll go through them fairly quick, and then just tell me to slow down when we get somewhere.
So this is the machine that ties the knot in the bag. This is the control. This is the control system just to make that all happen, and it does it really fast. You got 2 PCs on the right corner there. It's so fast that they don't even use PLCs. It's straight to the PC. That's a tube former that forms the tea bags. That is a handcrafted piece of machinery right there. Each one is handcrafted. This is the actual unit that ties the knot, known as a crochet group. This is a tag paper knife. This is actually what cuts the tag paper into that little shape you see in the bag. Does it really fast. It's actually like, I think, 5 knives in one symbol. This is the heat sealer. So each bag gets sealed through this. This is a video. This is a pretty long video of a rebuild of that crochet group from this is a Fabrizio from Italy, kind of giving us some training.
Oh, he's speaking Italian.
Yes, yeah. You know, that's one thing I've learned when working on these machines. It's pretty universal. There's a lot of precision things that go in just to get that knot tight on the bag. A lot of shims, bushings. This is where we're rebuilding the gear assembly for the crochet arms. That's back when I had a full beard before COVID.
And so if you're the kind of person who just likes machines, likes working with their hands, I mean, I can imagine it's pretty.
Yeah, this is a machinist world. As I step in from a mechanic tech world into this world, this is a heavy machinist world. Fabrizio here, he knows machining, but you hand him a voltmeter and he'll just put his hands up and say, nope. Yeah, it's.
Are we gonna watch this whole thing?
I don't think you have to watch it. No, it's pretty long.
All right. We'll move to
a little bit more in close. The precision of detail that we have to achieve every tea bag. The gaps between the needle and the crochet hooks are what, 0.03 millimeters clearance.
So this is the kind of thing that you work on. You maintain these pieces. Do you fabricate some of these pieces?
No, a lot of this is fabricated in Italy. We do some local fabrication, but we can't get to that kind of precision on our machines. We do have a machine shop. We just can't get to that level.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, 1 second. It's not allowing me to advance here. I don't know why.
It's another picture of the crochet group.
Huh. Why? That's so interesting. I no longer have the ability to. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to have to go one by one here. That's annoying. We'll skip some then.
This is kind of just a shot I wanted to get of the forklift that we use, these man lifts, which are pretty interesting. And then if you notice in the left corner, we have vending machines for our parts.
I love that, vending machines for your parts. Yeah. That's for inventory purposes, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean, we don't use it too much right now, but we're trying to get into more automated systems. some of our techs working on a problem on one of our C24s. We got a senior tech with a tech that's learning. They don't like being filmed too much. I snuck up on them. Right now,
so many parts to that machine.
oh yeah, yeah.
Where am I? Oh, there we go. Now it's letting me switch again. Okay, cool.
There you go. These are the pictures of doing a rebuild. Oh, the one you were just at.
This one?
Yeah, taking all the parts down, cleaning them. You have to do this quite often. Here they're troubleshooting on the ink. This machine's getting a PM right now, meaning the part's taken off, clean, serviced, and reinstalled.
Huh. How often does something like that have to happen on a machine?
Every week.
Wow.
Yeah, the dust from the tea is pretty, it gets everywhere. This is one of the control modules for that sits up in here. Yeah, this is the control board for those C24s. The tea dust gets in there and just cooks on the contacts. Here we're trying a new gripper assembly. They're ceramic coated pieces, which is kind of, it's hard keeping a tea bag to sit still on polished aluminum. So they take and polish the tips of them with, and polish them and then dip them in chrome, or no, I'm sorry, ceramic. So it provides grip on the bag at high speeds. A little bit more parts of that crochet group. More pictures of the rebuild. Yeah, this is what we do every week. This is some of the old schematics we have to use before Adobe. You have to use a magnifying glass.
But now most everything you do is online?
Yeah, everything's online now. Yeah, which is now you can scroll and click. With these old schematics, we have to.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fully automated tag splicing, meaning it splices on the fly. This is our inkjet, which actually prints the expiration date on the carton. That's a whole nother thing in itself.
We already saw these. Sorry. Did we? Yeah, we're okay.
Yeah.
So
there's a video down on the right. The very last is a video of the machine running the C24. Oh no, that's
okay. We'll go through these real quick.
There's that string knife. This is old PLC technology. This is adjusting that auto splicing feature that we have to get it to splice on the fly just right. More mechanical. This is our case packing equipment. This is a video. Yeah, there we go.
Wow, that's it's nuts. It almost looks like it's sped up because it's going so fast. That's really crazy. All right, let's move on to operations. We don't have any questions on the chat yet, so we'll just keep going.
All righty. This is our MESPIC casing equipment downstream.
So what is this? Sorry, this is where it packages it?
Yeah, so this sorts it. It all comes to this machine. This machine sorts it into lanes of which blend, and then it puts it onto which case packer it goes on, as you see in the coming pictures. Yeah, this just to show you the volume of tea coming out of the EMA room.
Hmm.
Comes down the spirals through the sorter, starts to get sorted. Uses linear servos to sort it, which are kind of cool. And that goes into our pick and place area right here where it picks them up and puts them in the case packer lane.
So when you've got, I assume, multiple people doing maintenance. Does
Yeah.
one person does one person specialize in one machine, or does everybody sort of kind of do everything?
No, well, overall, we kind of have general maintenance, but then in a higher level, we got the EMA tech, Patrick, what he does more of the EMA machines, and then I do more of the automation stuff on the downstream, which is what you see right now. Yeah, it's kind of unique. You can't have like a mechanic work on the electrical as you wouldn't have an electrician work on the mechanics of it. So it's trying to find the balance in between.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes electromechanical nowadays because you got a little bit of both worlds in there.
Some of these are so loud.
Yeah, yeah. This machine can do 3 different case variations at the same time. And this is at the end where it starts to get palletized in cases. This is our RPAC unit.
I'm going to go through these fairly quick.
Yep.
Just
Our
looking
case
at
packer.
time. Oh, sorry. Yep.
This is our case packer. There's a lot going on in here.
Resolution's a bit low, so I'm just going to
Yeah.
cut it there.
More of our parts and tools.
Oh, great. It's stopping me from clicking next now again. Is it really loud in the facility?
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
Okay.
Yeah. This machine has a lot of air cylinders that are always moving. Yeah, it's a lot of clacking around, and we got a vacuum pump that's pretty loud.
Okay.
These are our T elevators.
Huh.
Yeah, so the cartons come out, go up, and then down to downstream they go.
That's cool. Now this is a whole separate room here, huh? So is this, what machine is this?
These are the C24, C23. This is in the T machine, but this is from the operator side. These are our operators.
Okay.
This is our old C23 machine. I want to say this is 2005. These are old tanks. There's still, these are really more mechanical than electrical.
Hmm. Okay, where are we? Here we go. I'm going to click through these fairly quick. Just let me know when to slow down.
Yep.
I think it's so cool that you have the line going above everything.
Yeah.
That's
Makes the foot traffic easier.
Yeah, I can imagine. So how many boxes of tea do you guys produce in a day?
On an average, I want to say 30,000 cases.
Wow.
So that's 16 in each carton.
Yeah.
Each case has 6 cartons in it.
And you guys sell around the world, right?
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, go. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And how many employees? It looks like there's a lot of people here. How many employees do you have at the? Well, it's at the facility, the manufacturing facility specifically.
I want to say about 75 employees to 100. I mean, we got 3 shifts though.
You guys run 24/7?
Yeah, not 24/5.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
No, it's interesting trying to keep a machine to run 24 hours. It's kind of overview of the downstream area. The operators. It's pretty intense just running these machines as an operator level.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so wow, I think that was really cool just because you get to, it was a chance to see the whole facility.
Yeah, yeah.
That was really, so we're on QA. Now that's quality assurance.
Yep. Going around inspecting all the raw materials coming in.
That's not letting me skip again.
QC check. So every time we do a service, they go through and inspect that we've done it correctly and everything's clean, and they sign off.
And then last is just a couple pictures. It just says site. So what are we looking at here?
So this is a site department with janitorial. These are the guys going around fixing the facility, keeping it clean and operational.
That's a good way to end it. With a good thumbs up there. Well, that's really neat. You know, it's just picture by picture, but it gives kind of a good understanding of what we're looking at. You know, it's cool to see the different parts, right? You get the whole facility, the manufacturing side. You've got like the maintenance shop, the lab, you know, and then like you mentioned, that's all at Sebastopol, but you have a whole Roner Park office, which is what, like marketing, HR, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
That's incredible. So I have a couple more questions for you, and I'm looking. We still don't have any questions from any students, but I would encourage the students to feel free to throw a question up here, and I'll ask it of Jason. But I got some questions for you. Number one, probably the most important. What's your favorite traditional medicinals tea?
I have to go with Nighty Night. This is one of my favorite ones here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one, it seems okay for me. Does the job. It relaxes me at the end of the day.
I'm an everyday detox kind of guy.
That one's pretty good too. I like that one in the summer.
Yeah, what's interesting is I didn't like the flavor at first, but then I really liked it, and I can't explain how that change happened.
It grows on you. Yep.
I think I just didn't expect the flavor, but now I really like how it is. So, you know, you're in maintenance, and I want to learn a little bit more about that job specifically. So what is it that drew you to a career in maintenance?
I think for me, it's a love of the machine, learning the technology, just what it takes for raw energy to make something, meaning electrical, you know, pneumatic, hydraulics, whatever it is. That's kind of what drew me to it. Then I just got sucked into it after that, and just, well, how does that work? Oh, how does this work? And then trying to keep something sustainably running correctly and efficiently is a challenge. I like to have the model walking up to a machine and being able to hit the green button and it just fully automatically run. But what goes on under the hood is what really attracts me to it.
So what kind of training did you have to get to go into that?
A lot of a broad training across all fields, meaning electrical, schematics, reading, hydraulics, blueprints, programming, understanding programming, electronics. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things I've had to go through vendor classes and then classes I took at the local JC, and just talking to other people at the JC to get certifications in like automation or hydraulics or mechanical.
So as far as, you mentioned the interests, but like what kind of skills does somebody need to be successful? Because I'm thinking about the students who are watching this. This is, mainly high school students, grades 9 through 12, and they're either starting to consider where they want to go, or they are like about to make that decision, right? Like maybe they're about to graduate. So what kind of skills does one need to be successful in a job like maintenance?
I think one should have the natural curiosity to draw them to this kind of industry. That kind of just gets your foot in the door, but after that, it's just skills of note taking and record keeping for yourself and being able to build off of that, but also experiencing it, seeing it for the first hand, getting your hands in there. One of the things I really recommend having good skills is the base discipline of understanding a machine on paper versus actually out on the floor. That was one of the big things for me, understanding a machine by looking at it on paper. So I would say really understanding schematics, and then from there programming is another one. Is another one that's coming a big one, and electronics, along with machinist. Those are the classes I would or skills I would recommend checking out.
Mm-hmm. And do you think it's necessary, or at least recommended, to go into some sort of post-secondary training program or get a degree?
Yes, for sure. I think just because there's not one degree or path, as you can see in these videos and pictures, it's a combination of everything. And then once you get in, then getting a little taste of what direction you want to go, because you really can go any direction once you're in maintenance.
Mm-hmm. So I do have one question that came through, and it's asking about, how to start a career at Traditional Medicinals. So like, what does that look like? Do you recommend somebody? Do you guys do internships, or is it worth kind of just starting at the first job they can get and working their way to what department they want? Like, what do you think?
I would strongly recommend just getting a job in any position and then working to see once you get in if this is the right fit, or because there's so many different paths of growth once you get in to go from there. That's kind of how I did it, but I've also seen people come in from the other side where they got a degree first too, and then once they got in, they're like, oh no, maybe I'd rather go into operations, that kind of thing. But it's a very unique company, so getting started inside, then seeing where you want to go, I highly recommend.
So it sounds like it just kind of depends on what your incentive is, right? Is your incentive in a particular job? Then that would mean maybe pursue the job first and maybe some of that training.
Yeah.
But if really it's like, you believe in the company, and like, so say you're the type of person who just wants to work for a company they really believe in, and you feel like Traditional Medicinals is that company. It's like, you know what? Get a job anywhere. It allows you to explore all the different paths within the company, and you can kind of make your next move from there.
Yes.
That's really good. That's really good advice.
I came to work at TM for the company. I started as a mechanic, and then once I got in here, I learned about PLCs, programming, networking, and I kind of just ventured off from the mechanic world and more into the networking world. So that's.
How long have you worked there?
I started in 2012, and then I left for a little while and then came back. Meanwhile, taking classes at the JC, and then previous classes from my previous employments. I came in as a mechanic. One of the job descriptions was PLC, knowledge of PLC, which is at that time I didn't even know what a PLC was, but it really sparked my interest. And then I ended up going to the JC, and I wanted to take Spanish classes, but I found out they had an electronics program. And then I just started off from there and just started taking every class I could get whenever I could get it.
Program logic controls, just for, right?
Yeah. Well, that's where it started, but then I ended up taking electronics class, then I took electrical class, and then computer classes.
I just wanted to clarify for those who don't know what the acronym was. So
yeah.
well, Jason, I think I'm looking at time and we're right about there. And so I want to give you a big thank you for joining us today and walking us through this and also taking all those pictures. I mean, I can't imagine that, it was a small task to take the 100-something pictures and videos. So we really appreciate that. And then once again, we want to thank Traditional Medicinals for sponsoring this entire month of virtual activities. So, and then thank you to every student who's watching. We appreciate it. So Jason, you have yourself a good day, and I'll see you later.
All right. Thank you for having me.